Feed here at Deep Sea World. My name is Daniel and I'm here with Chris and Kate, and this afternoon we're not only going to be feeding our seals but also taking them through some exercises as well, designed to replicate some of the conditions that the seals find themselves in the wild. Now, more on these exercises in just a little bit. I think it's only fair first of all to actually introduce to you our three harbour seals. Now, we have two males and one female. You can currently see our two boys, Benji and Cody, just in front of Chris here at the moment. The youngest seal that we've got is Cody. Cody is 3 years old and he's the one just staying right up on the beach here at the moment. Benji is just going down to the water. Cody is 3 years old and Benji is 4. Now, Benji is a bit bigger when compared to Cody. He's also a little bit more spotty too. Now, we do also have Morag, who you'll see Kate working with today. She's currently just got dipping down in the water in this corner. Morag's actually our oldest harbour seal. She is 26 years old, so she's quite a fair bit older than Benji and Cody. You'll also notice that she's quite a bit larger, and the reason for that, Benji and Cody being 3 and 4, they're actually still quite young seals, so they do still have a little bit of growing left to do before they eventually do catch up with and overtake Morag. She is also a lighter greyish colour too, so a little bit easier to tell apart than the two boys are. So we've just got Benji up here on the beach at the moment. Now, as I say, what we're doing with the seals this morning is taking them through some exercises. So given that these are captive seals, they don't find themselves facing the same struggles that they would out in the wild. And that's why it's so important that we take the seals through these exercises. Rather than just kind of simply hand them their food, it engages them a bit more, it encourages them to use their brains, and it provides that extra layer of enrichment as part of the seal's care. So it really does them so much more good than just simply hand them their food.
He's not having it.
That would be Cody. We are teaching the seals a couple of new exercises at the moment, one of which is the hoop that you just saw there. So that is why can you see Chris holding the hoop just out of the water at the moment.
Oh, there's more again.
Now, as Cody just showed us there, and as Morag will show us for a good deal of the seal feed, the exercises that we ask our seals to do are entirely voluntary. We do not force our seals to do any exercise at all. Morag, being 26 years, basically retired, our priority requires to take her through her basic health checks as part of the feed, just to make sure that she is all good and healthy. But that's why it is mostly Benji and Cody you'll see taking part in these exercises with us. So these guys here are harbour seals. You also know them as being called common seals. Here in the UK we do actually have two different kinds of seal. We've got the harbour seals like we keep here, and you'll also find grey seals around the UK too. Now, to tell the difference between a harbour seal and a grey seal, there's a couple of things you can look for. One of which, the grey seals are quite a bit larger than the harbour seals, and they also have a much longer muzzle at the front there too, compared to the muzzle on the harbour seals of cars, which is quite a bit shorter. Now, in general for our seals, the males do tend to be larger than the females when they're fully grown. Again, the reason that's not the case for our seals, and as you can see, Benji and Cody still a bit smaller than Morag, is just because they are still quite young seals and have a little bit of growing left to do. Now, if you do also notice for a second, our seals' webbed flippers, especially while they're up here on the beach, and also just their general nice streamlined body shape. So those are just a couple of adaptations our seals have that make them very fantastic swimmers underneath the water. Now, our seals do also have quite impressive eyesight because they can see reasonably well both under the water and on land. The vision underwater are actually thought to be slightly better than it is on land. Now, in general, our seals are what we'd call as opportunistic feeders. What that means is that they will take just about any opportunity to eat.
Yay! Good boy! Good
Not just that
boy.
they'll try and steal fish when we're not looking. Watch out for Benji in particular down the water trying to do that. But what an opportunistic feeder is, it's an animal that doesn't tend to be very picky when it comes to which prey items it will go for in the wild. So our seals here, they'll generally go for a whole range of fish. They'll even go for octopus and squid too if they can find it, quite literally preying on opportunity. Now, despite telling you that our seals are opportunistic feeders, which normally means they're not very fussy animals, our seals can definitely be quite an exception to that. They can definitely be quite picky sometimes. Now, we're giving our seals herring today, which is one of our seals' absolute favourite fish. It is also quite a healthy, oily fish for our seals to eat as well, so we're not too concerned at all that it's one of our seals' absolute favourites. And in actual fact, we do find that even between individual bits of herring, our seals can still be quite fussy as to which ones they'll actually take. One thing that we're often asked about our seals is what's actually the difference between a seal and a sea lion. Now, the two are very closely related animals, but there are a couple of key differences. Now, one of which, if you have a good look at our seal's ears, you'll see that the ears are actually quite difficult to spot. And that's because on seals, the ears are basically just those holes you can see located behind the seal's eyes. Sea lions, though, on the other hand, they're a little bit different. They're characterised by having external ear flaps that our seals don't have. And also, if you ever have seen a sea lion before, you'll undoubtedly know that they tend to be quite a bit noisier than our seals here are as well. Seals generally don't make a great deal of noise. Just to tell you a bit now about our seal harbour, it was originally built for us to support the SSPCA. Now, the depth of the water that you can see before us is actually a really important consideration for our seals because they do like to swim nice and deep. And what we've got here for them is 3 metres of water. So the pool here is actually the same depth as our underwater tunnel. Now, one of the most important questions that we're asked about our seals is what should we do if we ever see one in the wild? The best advice in any case would be to never approach a wild seal. Given that they are such intelligent animals, it also means they can be quite unpredictable too, especially out in the wild. Seals that can also deliver quite a nasty bite. If you do ever come across a seal pup on the beach by itself, the mothers will actually leave the offspring from time to time to go out and hunt for food. And believe it or not, in the grand scheme of things, us humans are actually quite smelly animals. If you were to approach that seal pup and put your scent on it, it could lead to it then being abandoned. Saying that though, I definitely don't want to give it the wrong impression because abandonments can happen. And if you are ever concerned about any seal that you see, either an adult seal or a seal pup, please do contact the SSPCA. They'll know exactly how to assess the situation and know what best to do with that seal pup. They will be very grateful for your call. Just to tell you a bit now about our seals in the wild as far as seal conservation is concerned. So the harbour seals are actually doing reasonably well at the moment, and in fact it has been estimated that there's up to about 500,000 of them left throughout the world, which is actually quite a decent number. Of course though, you do need to keep a close eye on these numbers to make sure they don't decrease. And unfortunately our seals here are threatened by 2 main things: hunting and pollution. In fact, even here in Scotland, these seals have been hunted because they're deemed as being menaces to fishermen eating all of their fish stocks. As far as pollution is concerned, seals can choke on bits of food packaging and whatnot that make their way out into the ocean. Particularly things like plastics can be absolutely hazardous for all of the animals that live in these marine environments, because once they do dissolve, after hundreds of years, the remaining particles are very toxic to the animals that live there, especially those towards the top of the food chain such as our seals. So in any case, one of the absolute best things that you can do to help out our seals, and in fact all marine life, is to make sure the litter you have is placed in a bin. And as I say, we'll be helping out all marine life by doing that, not just our seals here. Anyway folks, that is all for now for our seal feed there. If we could have a round of applause please for our Aquarists.